Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we are joined by a man who believes all pants should be created equal, and that's Dr. Pants, as we talk about a slew of G1 Dr. Wu figures. We see some in-hand images of Masterpiece Crosscut, and we go over Super 7's Wave 2 Transformers reveal. Today is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021, and this is episode 445 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that, with the U.S.-Canada border reopening on August 9th, is seeing an increasing look of dread come over Daryl's face. I'm your host, Charles, a.k.a. Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, a.k.a. Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Hello, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
A wise man once said, "We're going to build a wall, and you're going to pay for it." Let's talk Transformers.
I don't understand, Daryl. What's wrong? Why don't you want the border open between Canada and the U.S.? I mean, what... Do we have cooties or something? Or something much worse?
Covids?
I think it's pronounced Coffee. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Covfe's. Yes. It's getting a little anxious up here. Yeah. Things have gotten a little better here, and I'm a little worried.
We've been anxious for 5 years, Daryl. Welcome to our world.
And Daryl, don't worry. Your country now has a much higher vaccination rate. So
that's true, but this Delta thing that's running rampant over there, we have it here, yes, of course, but we'd like to keep them down to the minimum. You know, we don't want you bringing up your Deltas. So would we. So, yeah, I don't know. Can I take more vaccine? Can someone can I take another one? Can I get a Pfizer shot now? Can I get like 3 different vaccines in my body? Can I just cover all my bases?
Probably.
Bring them on.
So this is the double-edged sword, Daryl. If the border's open, you can come down to the U.S. Well, you got vaccines spilling out into the street. You can get as many vaccines as you want
for free. Walmart.
Well, I wouldn't have any history there, so I can start fresh. Get myself a whole new slew of vaccines.
Anyway, we're talking about Transformers. So we start off the show, as always, by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate it. And you guys help keep the show going and keep us in business. So thank you for that. And we've got, this week, we've got another exciting episode of Empire of Rust, episode 55, A Wolf and His Gun Are Soon Parted. So this is just out, came out this Monday, August 2nd, so should already be in your feed if you are subscribed to the main Transmissions feed. And if not, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/rust, and you can get all the episodes of Empire of Rust, and we're up to episode 55. The next episode, episode 56, is the big season finale. So that marks the end of the first chapter of Empire of Rust, and then episode 57 will start a brand new chapter. So look forward to that. And I'm sure if you're listening, you are excited to see how things are going to wrap up and then go to a new beginning. So good stuff. And this week, it's the beginning of another month. So we've got to do our Toy Hacks drawing for July 2021. So this is another perk of being a Donatron, is that you are automatically entered into our drawing if you are a Donatron, and if you're at the higher level tiers, you get 2 entries. So that's doubling your chances to win. Of course, if you're not a Donatron, you can still enter. You just have to send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com. No one did that this month, so that's okay. But all our Donatrons are automatically entered. So So let's do our Toy Hacks drawing for July 2021. Good luck, everyone. So, Jeremy, if you could ask your assistant to give us a random number between 1 and 84.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 84.
Here's a number between 1 and 84. It's 67.
67, and that is Ranji.
Oh, I remember them when they signed up.
Ranji. All right.
I think they've commented on some of our YouTube.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Good for them.
You have won. You get a $10 gift code redeemable at toyhacks.com, so you can buy some stickers or labels for any Transformers toy you own. Or even if you don't own it, you can still buy the labels for it.
I've done that.
So, Ron, congratulations. Let us know when you get something. Be sure to show it off. Let us know what you got. All right. Good job. Congratulations. Successful contest. Okay. Well, I think that's all the preamble. So we've got a toy show to do. So let's talk about some Transformers toys.
All right, and I am going to start the show with Dr. Wu. Now, back in my day, Dr. Wu was a company that you could go to and buy a gun for your toy, a sword even, and even maybe just a little add-on kit to just, spruce up a figure now and then. But Dr. Wu is not the same company it used to be. Times change. But Petridge Farms remembers back when Dr. Wu was a different company. Dr. Wu has changed completely now. They have moved into the extreme micro figures. Like these they wouldn't even be qualified as Legends class figures. They are tiny, 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 tiny.
How do you think they compare against the old world's smallest Transformers?
I think they're bigger than that, but they're close, very close. So there are 4 figures here that I wanted to bring up. There's already an Optimus Prime figure out. A lot of people have started getting it. There's a couple of them that are in this Discord, and they've already shown them off to a bunch of our, other listeners. Now, I wanted to bring up the new figures that they've started talking about just this past week. So they've been busy. This is their E07, E08, E11, and E12. So E07 is their Soundmaster. It's a blaster figure. This blaster figure stands 5 to 6 centimeters tall. For you guys, that is 2 to just under 2.5 inches. That is a very small little figure. E08 is their G1 styled Starscream. This is about 6 centimeters tall. E11 is their Power Glide, G1 Power Glide. He's going to be about the same size. I don't think the mini bots are going to also be extremely much smaller. I think they've gotten to a point where they can't get smaller. And then E12 is their Sea Spray, what they're calling Spray Drift. Something about that name, I don't know, but it's Sea Spray. So these are really small figures. Like I said, they have got a Optimus Prime out already that has been recolored, as you do. So you've got it recolored into Nemesis Prime and recolored into a dead Optimus Prime, where they're calling Sleep. And I think there's another recolor they've done as well. But yeah, anyway, so the 4 that I wanted to talk about were these ones. Like I said, these are all really tiny. We've gotten a bunch of pictures of these guys. They do have a Soundwave that they're showing off in comparison with the blaster. They're tiny. Yeah, it's quite small. In comparison with the Sea Spray and the Power Glide, they're showing off their Beachcomber. Yeah, it's tiny. I don't have a price on any of these. I wanted to try and find their Optimus, because I know that a lot of people are getting that right now.
I know they the like sleep version of Optimus is around $35.
Okay.
I think it's all in that little range.
Yes.
Around like $30 to $40.
The Optimus is $35, and then there's the 2-packs they've done have also been $35 that have Soundwave or Sound Blaster with Galvatron and or Beachcomber.
Right. That's what I'm seeing as well, yeah. So, looks like a lot of these guys are going to be in 2-packs, which is fine, that's cool. But they are tiny. So, let's go around and see what you guys think of these things, because Legends class figures have really taken off. But, Dr. Pants, what do you even call something that's smaller than Legends class?
Mythical class?
Oh, okay.
I guess goes with Legend. I don't know. These things are so cool for what they do for such a small size. I've been kind of watching these for a while. I was waiting till I got Chatter, because I got Dr. Wu's Chatter, and I was kind of curious to see what a figure they made would be like, and I love it. So I've actually got the Soundwave Beachcomber one on pre-order because I love Soundwave, and 35 is not bad for 2 figures. These all look really cool, and I gotta say, the Power Glide and the Sea Spray are absolutely adorable. They're almost like super deformed or something in the way they look, or like chibi, and they're absolutely adorable. The thing I love most is we keep getting these Titan class Transformers like Scorponok and Omega Supreme, and like none of the figures really work with them because they're too big, but these figures are about the right size that you could actually set up a cool battle scene with real characters that you would know from the cartoon in them. I mean, heck, you could probably use that Optimus Prime maybe with the Arc that just came out. Mm-hmm. So these are really, really cool, and I'm kind of curious to see what packs they do together, because I might pick up the Power Glide and Sea Spray because they're just... I always love the mini-bots, and they look cool. Yeah, this is awesome. I think Dr. Wu found a cool little niche that no one was really in, that I think maybe everybody wanted without knowing it. All
right, Jeremy, they're pumping these things out pretty quick now. The transformations seem to be pretty easy. What do you think of the offerings here from Dr. Wu, and do you think that you would be interested in something like this as well?
I think I'm in the midst of pre-ordering a couple right now.
Oh, damn.
I love these. I have a bunch of the old World's Smallest Transformers, and those are so much fun. And these, I think, being a little bit bigger, might even be a little bit more fun, because the World's Smallest ones are like the size of your thumbnail practically. I mean, they are tiny, and the Soundwave actually has a Ravage inside that can also transform. So the tape decks don't open up, but they're infinitely more posable, and I think they're so cool. If you had one of the bigger figures, like one of the Titan figures or even Unicron, I think these would be great setup next to it, because it'd be more in line with the size. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to pre-order that Soundwave 2-pack, and then also the Prime Commander, because it comes with the trailer too. But yeah, these all look good. I'm really interested to seeing how some of these like Starscream look, just not on the rough 3D printed model. I want to see it like finished plastic, painted up. I'm sure that they will look fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And Charles, a lot of people don't know, but you were actually in the original Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie, but your scene was cut. You were the first person to be shrunk by the shrink ray, and this is all something that I think would really fit into that character. I mean, you have all these tiny little transforming figures that you could shrink down and play with as a shrunken person. Does this bring back memories of being on that set and being shrunk?
Where am I? What is going on here? What am I in a different timeline?
This is the darkest timeline.
Tell me about your relationship with Wayne Selinsky.
I mean, he's a nice guy. He just, I wish he would have told me before he shot me in the back with a shrink ray. Anyway,
It's dark.
Daryl's wild imagination aside, these are all cute. These are really cute. These are, yeah. I mean, I'm in. It's well known that I'm into the Legends class figures, but I gotta say these might be just a little bit too small for me. It just, there's a bit of diminishing returns when you get so small that, like, it makes the hinges and the articulation more prominent, because you can't, for the structural integrity, the ball joints and things have to be a certain size, so that makes them more prominent. And yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal for me, but these are definitely things that I would pick up on an impulse buy, like, in person at a con, but not something I'd probably go to the trouble to order online. But they are very cute and very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely see your point with the hinges being much more visible. Ball joints are going to be the choice that gets priority, because they're very easy to work with, and ball joints are they're easier to see, right? Because they're quite bulbous. So yeah, I can definitely see your point with that. But I kind of agree with you. This is one of those things that I can probably say that I'm going to pass on, because they're pretty small, and I personally am not paying shipping on something this tiny. But when I'm in a dealer room and I walk around and I see, damn it, there's those little guys and they really look good. I'd probably, find myself picking up a few of them. But that's it. That's all I got this week. Interested to see where this company, Dr. Wu, goes with these next. But that's it. Jeremy, what do you got?
If Dr. Wu's getting out of the add-on game, Shockwave Lab seems to be continuing on. I have from them two things for the Arc, also known as Teletran 1. This is SL0109, which is the Eye, and SL0110, the Transport. So these are two kits. The Eye is, as it kind of implies, an LED upgrade kit for the eyes in robot mode, and it comes with a small remote control, which I think is really cool to trigger it. You have to disassemble a head, and in here we have pictures of the head being taken apart, and I like it, but the light does seem to bleed through the bottom half of the head, so it kind of like looks orangey, and some people might not like that. But the eyes themselves glow a nice yellow. And then the Transport, I think, is probably the most interesting out of the two of these. And it is a little rover thing that's meant to support the Arc in the vertical mode. And it's on wheels, and there are legs that you can have that also provide more support. And then it's also compatible with the War for Cybertron ramps from some of the other figures like Omega Supreme. And I just think that is, so cool, and it can really add to the display of the toy, because I imagine most people that get the Arc will likely have it displayed in the Arc mode. And what's more iconic, aside from it being embedded in the side of a mountain, is having it vertical, ready for launch. So I think if you're getting the Arc, these are really good add-on kits when they come out. So Charles, let's start with you. Since you got Unicron, you're likely not going to get the Arc because you have no more room in your house. But if you were to get the Arc, what do you think of these?
Yeah, definitely. I think the little Transport is a nice way to display the Arc. So I think that's a very cool item. And the fact that they are making it compatible with the other ramps in the War for Cybertron line, that if, of course, I don't have the space for this, but if I had a room to display everything like a giant, Cybertronian city, that would be a nice little thing to do to hook that up with the Arc. So yeah, I really like that little Transport add-on. That's if I had the Arc, I would probably get that too and be able to display it. But I don't have the Arc and probably will not be getting the Arc, unfortunately.
Well, and I guess having the Transport does make it take up less space.
Yeah, you can it probably makes it easier to like display it in a detolf or on top of a detolf, something like that. The eyes is, I mean, it's cool to give LED lighting effects to the arc or Teletrans head, but yeah, I'm not a fan of disassembling the toys like that. So,
but you're an engineer.
Yeah, I know. Daryl keeps reminding me. I mean, it's something. I don't know. It's a weird, like, I don't know. Does it ruin the integrity of the toy that you're taking it apart? I don't know. That's a
just
weird collector
a
mentality.
Screw.
Yeah,
you're undoing.
It looks like it's
2 screws.
Yeah.
I'm just let me be weird, okay?
I would think you would have jumped on it just because the head looks like the last Autobot.
That is true. That is very cool. But I do agree with you that the bleed is a lot. I mean, the whole head is lit up now. It's like he's on fire. His whole head is on fire with the LEDs there. So if they could have, if it could have been a little bit more localized to the eyes, that would make it look better. But.
Well, Daryl, I don't know if you were planning on getting the Arc or not, but are you, and would you be getting any of these upgrade kits?
The Arc is on my maybe list still. I'm waiting to see whether my local comic shop gets one, and if I have credit available to get one at the time. So we'll see. But the add-on kits, I always love these add-on kits. Shockwave Lab is producing some really nice stuff for all kinds of things. So yeah, it's always nice to watch what they're putting out. I can fix this bleed through problem that you've got though. I had this
just like a little electrical tape.
Oh no. That's all well and good, and sometimes you can get that to work. But I had the same issue. I don't know whether I haven't shown it off in a while. I have all the add-on kits for my my G1 Predaking from a company called Crazy Devi. These are old kits. Like, this is actually kind of funny because when I said that, back in my day for the Doctor Who stuff, when I first got into collecting, these Crazy Devi kits were the biggest thing. Like, they were pretty hot stuff. So I bought every single kit for my G1 Predaking, which included a head with LEDs in it. So the head looks great, but when I put the batteries in, turned it on, the whole thing lit up like a Christmas tree. And I thought, this thing looks terrible. Absolutely terrible now. So I was searching, trying to figure out a way, how do I stop this bleed through? Because this thing looks ridiculous. All I want is this visor, this small little visor to light up red. That's all I want. So I needed something that I could cut off all light getting to every other part of the thing. And I tried everything. The only thing and I didn't want to ruin the thing. Like, I didn't want to fill it with like glue or something like that, just to, because, once you do that, you've made your decision, right? And it's one way, or if it doesn't work, you're screwed. But the only thing I found, and it's still in there now, and it works, it's been working for years, is blue stick tack. I grabbed some blue stick tack, and I filled the frickin' head of that thing with blue stick tack. And it doesn't wreck the plastic, it's just blue stick tack, right? And I can grab it, and I can go in there with like a knife and stuff, and I could mold out the eye socket or the visor for in the Predaking case. I could mold out the spot I wanted the light to go through, and it worked beautifully. So for this case, you do the exact same thing. You just open it up. You see all the pockets inside that head. You fill every single one of them with blue stick tack. And the only spot that you let light through is the spot where that light, those light eyeballs go. That's all. And your head will be fine.
Probably an easy fix.
It's super easy, and blue stick tack is cheap as dirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really simple. And if it doesn't work, or if you've screwed up something, you take it out and you start again, because it's just stick tack. So yeah, it's a really easy fix, and it's, like I said, mine's been sitting in there filled with stick tack for at least probably 7 or 8 years now. It's fine. I could pull it out tomorrow and it'd be fine. But these are great kits. Like I said, Shockwave Lab does amazing work. Neither one of these kits is really for me, but I don't really judge anybody who wants to get one. They look fantastic. So yeah, keep them coming, Shockwave Labs. I really like their work.
Awesome. Dr. Pants, you said you had the ARC on your pre-orders and you let it drop. What do you think about these?
Well, I'm definitely going to pick up the ARC at some point. It's just now wasn't the right time. And the transport is definitely on a list of things I would want, because my big thing with the Titan class figures is I want to get them all to hook together. I want to build like the giant city. So the fact that the transport allows me to hook it to Omega Supreme or Skylinks or any of those War for Cybertron ramps, that's really, really cool. LEDs, they're cool, and I like the option for them, but they're never a big thing for me in anything I do. If they're a bonus with something, cool. If not, I'll let it go. So I probably won't pick up that kit, but the transport, if I get the ARC, I'm definitely going to get that transport kit. That looks really cool. Plus, I gotta say, I love the detail on it. A lot of really cool paint and some nice deco on there, some nice details. It looks really, really cool. So I am 100% down for that.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that is all I got this week. So, Dr. Pants, what do you have?
I have images of Takara Tomy Masterpiece MP53 Plus Senator Crosscut. We have official in-hand images of the Skids repaint / remold, because it's got a different head. But this is Crosscut, who is basically Skids, same alt mode. He's just, instead of blue, he's silver. Red head with the face mask on there. And this one's coming with some slightly different weapons. And I don't think MP Skids was coming with the scooter, but this one does. So it's got the little scooter that the vehicle mode in real life came with, and it stores right in the back there. This looks really cool. Looks like all the others. It's got the same kind of detail and everything going on, just different color, different head sculpt. And if you were a fan of Crosscut, well, there you go. We knew we were going to get it. And I got to say, I actually like Crosscut more than Skids. I like that design better. And because this Masterpiece is not ridiculously priced, I may just pick this up. This looks really, really cool. But we'll go around and see what everyone else thinks. So, Jeremy, do you like it? You want to get it?
I think it looks good. I'm just looking at the Skids to see if it came with the thing, and it looks like you're right, it doesn't. So, yeah, I think I really like the scooter. Looks like the Skids is $90. I don't know. I think this is a very nice, redeco of it. I do like the head a lot. I'm thinking the Senator thing is a reference to the IDW comics. So I think that's cool. There's something about the late 70s, early 80s boxy Hondas that it does appeal. And yeah, I think this is probably on the list of something I would look at, assuming I ever go to a convention again. I think it looks really good. Charles,
are you going to get a Crosscut? You going to skip Skids, go straight for the Crosscut?
Probably not. If I was going to get one of these, I would get Skids, just because I like Skids, the character, from both back in the 80s and that very special issue with Charlene, and then in the modern era with More Than Meets the Eye and everything. So, but yeah, I mean, I do think it's really interesting that they are calling him Senator Crosscut, and direct reference to the IDW comics, which, I mean, that I think that's the most prominent place he's been in any Transformers fiction, since he was kind of just originally just a repaint that was, a reissue repaint that was put out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would go to you and ask, like, was he even in the comics? Because he wasn't in the G1 cartoon, I don't think.
No, I mean, well, what he started, wasn't he he was an E-Hobby repaint of Skids that came out like in the, of a Skids reissue, basically the Skids mold was reissued, and then they just gave an alternate color scheme, or maybe it was back in the day too. I'm not sure, but that Crosscut was only a character that had a toy, and was basically just this opportunity to do a Skids repaint and sell more toys, as you do when you're in your Transformers. And yeah, the only time the only major role he got in the fiction was in More Than Meets the Eye, and it was just he happened to be another character on the Lost Light, and turns out he was a former senator before he became an Autobot. So. And he didn't really do much in More Than Meets the Eye either. I mean, he was just kind of a background character. He had a bit part in the Dark Cybertron series, I believe. I think his toy one of those. Yep, those.
That's why.
Pack-ins?
That's why.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So. Yeah, so he had a comic pack in with another release toy that was again a repaint of the latest Skids mold that Hasbro was putting out, and so he got a little, he got featured in like one or two issues of the comic, and then he just faded to the background. So that's your Crosscut history.
The more,
but yeah, know. I mean but it's a cool figure. It's just not for me. I'm not that big of a Crosscut fan.
I mean, truthfully, is anyone? Because I'd like to know. I like the design, but I didn't know anything about him. I just think he looks cool. But it'd be nice to know if anybody was a diehard Crosscut fan. But I guess we'll ask Daryl. Daryl, are you a diehard Crosscut fan?
I mean, he's cool, but he's not Skids cool. I mean, Skids can get ladies. So I'm ride or die Skids.
But Crosscut was also a playwright.
Whoa! Why didn't you lead with that?
His most well-known play was "My Shovel, Your Face." I'm reading the comments here on DFW. Yes. I don't know if this is true, but
he's also got that sweet scooter. I mean, this guy oozes cool. Obviously, I don't know. Skids was always the figure that I at least knew. I got the repaints. I knew about Crosscut. And the other one we talked about last week, I can't remember the third repaint. Why the name is, I'm missing the name, but whatever. So yeah, they've got the three colors. Skids is the only one I really knew I could identify with. That's the only one that really does it for me. I'm kind of bummed that the Skids, version of this is not coming with the scooter. But I guess I'm not buying a whole other figure just to get the stupid scooter. But yeah, it's Crosscut. He's cool. But he's not as cool as Skids.
Sad for Crosscut, but good for the Crosscut fans, whoever they may be. That's all I got for this week, guys. So, Charles, what do you have?
All right. Well, we've got more Transformers Ultimates from Super 7. So we've got the Wave 2 figures of their Ultimates lines that have been announced. So these are the non-transforming figures with lots of accessories that are, have some articulation, have a lot of accessories, and are also $55 a pop. So, yeah. But these are the ones they've announced for Wave 2 are some pretty cool figures. We've got a Trax. We've got a Megatron. We've got a dinosaur mode or T-Rex mode Grimlock. And we've got a Pretender Bludgeon. So these are all interesting picks for these figures, and they've all got really, interesting accessories they come with. Trax has one of those alien masks from Hoist Goes Hollywood. He has a little blaster in tape deck mode. He has a little tank drone, which I guess is a reference to his vintage toy. He's got multiple hands. And of course, they don't transform. Megatron has got got alternate heads. He's got one of his heads is like drunk Megatron with Energon streaming down his cheeks, which I find hilarious. He's got the sword.
Rick Sanchez head.
Well, he's got a hand to go along with it with an Energon cube half full.
Yeah. He's got a Kremzeek. He's got that pistol he used to kill Optimus Prime in the movie. He's got the laser sword he used to slash Optimus's side in the movie. He's got his mace, his Energon mace, his multiple hands. Grimlock has an apron and tray to serve drinks. He's got a crown from the comics. He's got another wheelie to ride on his back. I wonder if this wheelie is any better than the wheelie that comes with the Studio Series Grimlock. He's got that brain transference thing that he used in Grimlock's new brain. He's got a fish. I don't remember what the fish is from, but nice accessories there. And then Bludgeon, Pretender Bludgeon, has got alternate face, or a skull, I should say, swords. He's got a tank attachment that goes on his arm from his basically his inner robot that combines with the Pretender shell, and multiple hands and everything. So all these figures do come with a lot of accessories, and they do look really nice. I just don't know if they're $55 nice. So Dr. Pants, what do you think of these figures?
Every time this kind of stuff pops up, I'm like, this is not for me. I don't want non-transforming Transformers, especially for $55. I mean, the height is nice, being 7.5 inches. It's pretty tall. But that Grimlock, that picture of him wearing the apron and holding the drink tray, man, oh man, like, this might be something I pick up just because that's awesome. I just want that sitting around in my room. I don't know why it appeals to me so much, but it's perfect, and I love it. I'm a big Grimlock fan, so I kind of like this like goofy looking Grimlock in the apron, like serving drinks. I think it's great. The rest of them look cool, and I think it's weird that we're getting Trax as Wave 2. It doesn't seem like a real big character to throw in there, and I would almost say Bludgeon too, but for some reason, is it me or are we getting a lot of Bludgeon love lately? Because
I mean, go ahead.
Like, last week they announced Flame Toys said they were doing the model kit for him.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I think Bludgeon just looks cool. I mean, he's a samurai warrior transformer. It just looks it's a ghost samurai warrior. Skull face ghost samurai warrior, and it just looks cool. And I guess, I mean, he's in Cyberverse. He got a toy in Cyberverse. He was in the show. He's popped up recently in the comics in the Transformers Annual. He's getting these other toys in the different, all I guess being a Pretender, he lends himself more to the non-transforming toys. So all the licensed properties are getting him, like Flame Toys and Super 7 here. I don't know. I mean, I think Bludgeon is cool. Maybe the manufacturers, the designers think he's cool, but we don't know if it sells with people.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to deny how cool Bludgeon is as a character. He is freaking fantastic. And for years, I wondered why we didn't see more of him in some capacity. But I just, like, a Wave 2 of Transformers characters, my mind does not scream Trax and Bludgeon. It would scream Grimlock and Megatron, since we didn't get him the first wave. But then again, didn't Wave 1 of this contain Banzaitron? I don't know what they're doing.
It also contained Bombshell, like that was in Wave 1. So I don't know what there's no logic here.
There is none.
You can't logic this.
You're right. I should stop. I will say though, I did a quick check when you brought it up because I was wondering, since the first wave was based on the Action Masters, the tank that comes with Trax was his Action Master partner. And Megatron comes with something that alludes to his Action Master thing too. I think so, or maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But Trax, he came with some kind of tank thing for his Action Master. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess that's why that is that way. But these look cool. Anybody who's into that kind of stuff, I mean, they look cool and they look kind of vintage, and I know there's a market for that. But for me, I might pick up that Grimlock if I've got some extra cash to throw around and the mood hits me. But that's all I gotta say on that.
All right, Daryl, any love for these figures?
Dr. Pants kind of stole my words there, but this Bludgeon is just awesome. I really like it. The other ones here, I mean, they're okay. The Trax is kind of doofy. The Megatron is kind of boring and blasé. Grimlock is, I mean, in dinosaur mode, he's a bit of a goofball. Especially with the tray of drinks and the apron and stuff, it's okay. But the Bludgeon, that's fucking cool. Like, it looks really wicked. Like, I have the Pretender version of Bludgeon, like the original one, and it's complete. And I wish he was somewhat articulated, like the arms move. That's it. So looking at this, I can see, yes, okay, cool. Like, there's very good articulation on this figure, and it essentially looks like the Pretender with, a little bit, they tighten that waist up a bit because he's not, there's nothing inside, so that they can tighten that up a bit. It's fully articulated. I'm having a hard time looking at these and thinking not to get this Bludgeon. Like, I'm not that big of a Bludgeon fan, but this thing just looks fucking dope. I really like it.
All right. Well, Jeremy, what do you think of these figures?
I think they look a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, Daryl kind of said everything there is to say about Bludgeon. I think he looks great, but with Grimlock, it comes, the apron is soft goods. They're putting a lot into these where they can't do transforming figures, and if I were to get one, it would be the Grimlock. It just looks so funny. It just, I don't know what. It would look great on a desk, on a shelf, wherever. But yeah, these are all fun. I'm sure Super 7 is selling a ton of these. My biggest complaint is I'm not sure if they're $55 worth of fun. With the price of the regular Transformers these days, that's kind of a markup. I mean, their, reaction figures are $18 a piece. I think that's too much. But other than that, I think these are cool. For those fans that like, just for display, they like having the characters up there. I think, people go nuts over them.
All right. Well, that's all our toy topics. And we are finishing up the toy section and moving on to trips to the store. This is the part of the show where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video, so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on YouTube. But we'll put the audio right here in the show so you can keep listening as we describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, let's talk about the stuff we got, and we're going to start off with Jeremy.
I don't have anything new this week, and I just pulled something off the shelf, and I finally figured out how I wanted to display my train set that I have yet to actually put together to run, but pulled them out and just want to show them again. This is the caboose, turns into this little plane thing. And I've decided I am likely going to place an order in the next week or so with Toy Hacks. They have a full sticker set for the train.
You should explain to the younger viewers what a caboose is.
A caboose is the final car in a train.
I knew that.
This is like cargo car in the train. It turns into this little command center. And as you can see, whoever had this before me just put the stickers everywhere. And it's just, it's a mess. I want to get the new, like a clean set and fix all that up. My only real problem with it now is this is the coal car, but it came with this little gun, and I did not realize that I think it was super glued in or something, because I tried to move it and just this piece just snapped off. Very frustrating. And I was noticing as I was looking at this that goes on the command center thing, this radar dish, I think also looks like it has super glue on it. I don't know why people do that. Very frustrating, but at least this is it can just sit there. It's fine. And then here's the actual engine of the train. Doesn't actually do much. There's a little radar dish. But all of the stickers are starting to come up, and it will look so much better with a good clean set. Just wanted to share a picture to show you how I have it displayed. Decided I could use a section of the track and just kind of set it up, and I think that looks really clean. So looking forward to seeing that all stickered up. And the little figures in front of the train there are the little, I think they're kind of like decoy figures just to put around the track. They don't really reference any particular characters, so it's kind of silly, but maybe some of those Doctor Wu figures we talked about earlier in the show would go well. Mm-hmm. Be in scale with it. So that's all I got this week.
It should be noted that your train set works. It is functional.
I know you tested it, but that's been a few years.
It has been a few years. Yes, it has. It's been
all of the rubber bands that you had around the train tracks were just degraded. But anyway, it's compatible with other model train sets. So, in theory, I could get a new train set and connect them. And
what scale is it? Do you know?
I don't know. It says on the box.
Oh.
When I looked, it was like a standard modern train sets. You can get them at the same scale. But that's all I got.
All right. I will go next. I just have comics. I got a couple comics here. Transformers 32. Dan Schuenen cover. That's Jumpstream with a Voin behind her. That didn't really happen in the book, but there you go. And then I got My Little Pony issue 4. The Magic of Cybertron concludes. That's by the Tony Fleeks cover. We got to catch up on these issues too. So that's all I got. Just comics. So we pass it over to Dr. Pants, who's excited, I think.
I am excited. I was telling you guys before that 24 hours ago I was sweating because I had one thing to show. And that one thing was Dark of the Moon Skyhammer. I got that off eBay, and this is my first time ever having a mech tech weapon. Oh man, that's cool. I honestly, I love it. But the figure itself is really, really cool. I saw his design. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting figure. And I missed out on the first 3 movies when it came to their figures. I never really owned any. And I found this on eBay for a decent price, and I gotta say, it's cool. I love a helicopter figure that takes the blades and does something with them that's not on the back. So he drapes them over his shoulders and around his waist, and they clip in. And he's got a nice transformation. He's pretty cool. I really like him. The other one that came in was another movie figure, because I'm just discovering all these cool movie figures I never had. So it's Revenge of the Fallen Mindwipe, who is also a really, really cool figure. Turns into a stealth jet, kind of has spring-loaded daggers here on the side, but I love that head sculpt, if we can see it. I love the visor with the eyes behind it. Really, really cool. And my favorite thing is these wings here. When you fold them back, the tip curls in, and you get these little things that pop up. That's so cool. I love it when figures do that kind of stuff. So I might look into more movie figures that I missed out on that were kind of cool and don't just look like a pile of junk. So we'll see. But I've got 4 other things to show off. The first one is I am the second biggest Beast Wars fan on Transmissions, I think. Second. Daryl is the number 1. But I got a Beast Wars figure.
So me and Jeremy are just chopped liver to you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just competing with Daryl constantly. So no, you guys are 3. You're tied for the 3rd place, right?
We're the if you look at people that actually enjoyed the show. It's me and Charles.
Yeah, okay.
The people that
I
invested no money. No money.
Yeah, because that's how you show your love for things, is you give it money. That's the only way you can enjoy it.
I gave it money. I bought all the DVD sets.
I bought all the DVD sets too, and a lot of figures. And my figure is, and you can probably guess where the rest of my toys are going, but I got the toy version of the Kingdom Black Arachnia.
Oh.
Yeah, a repaint of the Kingdom Black Arachnia, but in her toy colors with a beautiful leopard print chest piece.
You're talking about the original toy.
Yeah, the original toy that was the repaint of Tarantulas. So it's got like the tarantula style head and everything, if you can see it there.
That's not the original Black Arachnia though?
No, this is the new one. It's a repaint of the Kingdom one.
Okay.
Is that a Generation Selects one? I didn't even see that. I never saw that.
It was part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee Worlds Collide set that also came with Fangry. So I now have a Generations Fangry.
I know where this is
Is
going.
that the Titans Return?
It's a redo of the Titans Return Grotesque. So it's kind of double cross, but it's got the head on the back. Which, by the way, that whatever that is, that wolf style head sculpt is just crazy, and the mouth opens really, really wide. I did have the Fangry Titan Master that came out in Titans Return, and I checked, and the faceplate was basically the same. The little robot that came with this one had more paint to it too, like the little headmaster. His face was painted up and everything. So, but he's also got the little stats there: the strength, int, and speed. Which is really cool.
What is going on with Buzzworthy Bumblebee?
I have no idea. So on Twitter, it got posted that these were now available on Target's website, and a Target not far from me had them up, and I did a pickup today. So I went and got it, and like, if you haven't seen this set, wait till you see the next one, because this blew my mind. The next one is Nemesis Primal. And like, it's Optimus Primal, but he's got a purple chest and hands and feet and gorilla face, and he's got a full faceplate, and these are like a metallic teal color. All of this is like metallic teal painted. I have the Kingdom Primal, and I gotta say, this figure is like way better. The painting on this is beautiful, and that head sculpt, God, that head sculpt is just amazing with the red eyes in there and everything. So,
Daryl, I'm gonna switch Dr. Pants. He should go at the end now.
Sorry. And I have one more thing, and this was the only disappointing part. It also came with a Bumblebee who I didn't even take out of the box yet. Because it's Cliff Jumper in yellow. It's just
so
like
it's people are saying it's Bumble Jumper.
Honestly, I'm probably going to see if anybody wants this, because I already have a Cliff Jumper. I have the Netflix Bumblebee. I don't need this again. Unless somebody wants to make a Bumble Jumper head to go on it, I don't need it. So if anybody wants this, you can have it. Oh, and it came with the Allspark.
Ooh.
It came with the All.
Well, I mean, that's something good to have around with the figures.
I guess. Here's the thing. It's tiny, and it has no way to be held by anybody. So unless somebody can open their hands.
It doesn't even connect to like the blast ports.
Oh, maybe.
Blast
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if Yep, I'll pop that out here. Oh, it does. It does have a little tiny port on it. So do any of these guys have a blast port on them? Probably not. Oh, yeah, well, I can... Okay, so I can just...
What was the price point on that set?
Nemesis Prime is firing the Allspark.
Yeah, there we go. It was $85, which it's...
For 4 figures. 3.5 figures.
3 deluxes and a Voyager, so that's not bad.
I guess, yeah. It's over
like
$100 here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I really wanted the Fangry, because I'm really trying to get as many of the headmasters as I can to get them together, so whenever they release that. I was only originally going to keep the Black Arachnia also, because I love the toy version more than the regular version, because I had the toy as a kid. But when I saw the Nemesis Primal and saw what it looked like with the paint on it, I gotta keep it. That thing's beautiful. I love it. But Bumblebee, he can go. If somebody wants him, you can have him, and I guess I'll keep the Allspark, put it somewhere. That's what I got. That's what I got. So, Daryl, blow me away. Blow me away.
Okay, you asked for it.
I
got
did.
comics.
I'm waiting for this.
I got comics.
Ooh.
I got Beast Wars number 6. We're going to review this book on Friday. I also got the same book, but the RI cover. This is the Nick Roach cover. This cover...
John Paul.
Yes, John Paul did the covers. This cover is just sexy. Yeah, that's a nice looking cover. I'm
already jealous.
I realized that this book is at 6 issues, and of those 6 issues, 4 of which I have RI covers for. It's crazy. It's a little silly. I was able to get a Studio Series figure. This is my new figure for this week. Studio Series number... What's the number? 72, Starscream. It is the new Starscream figure based on the Blitzwing figure. And they just kind of redid the colors, and he is now Starscream. So...
I mean, you haven't opened him, so he's not like Blitzwing at all, honestly. Like, he looks like it,
I've heard
but man,
this.
oh man.
Yeah.
That transformation is something else.
So I have both figures now. So do I open them? I'm hearing this figure is going for quite a lot. Who knows? Maybe I'll just put them away. I got a little figure for Jeremy because it was really tiny, and I don't like to spend money on people. This is a little RID 2001 Scourge. This is a tiny little figure, and Jeremy likes purple and teal, or sorry, black and teal figures. So I've picked this up for Jeremy. Nice little figure. Got some G1 love. Didn't see any G1 from you there, buddy.
Fangry, just not
nope,
G1.
nope.
All right.
So, but I did get a Pretender. This is another Pretender, a G1 Pretender. This is Finback, and he is complete. Nice. These G1 Pretenders are freaking wild, man. His helmet does not come off. It is part of his face. So you can see his little mouth in there. Yeah. So he's all in there. He's complete. Finback, another wild G1 Pretender. But wait, I got another G1 Pretender. This one is not one of the originals. This is one of the second series. This is Longtooth.
Oh.
And he is also complete. This is a harder one to find, especially complete, because there's a really tiny little gun that comes with his little inner robot, and it's in there. Yeah, so Longtooth is pretty awesome. He was one I've had my eye on for a while, and glad to have him. Yeah. But the real thing that started me wanting to go after you this week, Dr. Pants, is what you had last week. And you had a figure that attaches to another figure. And I'm not getting out the figure to attach him, but I figured, you know what? I can one-up him on the figure that he got. This is Nemesis Breaker.
Ah! Oh, man.
And he is complete with his cyber key and his tail. So there you go.
The hard part.
Mm-hmm. So there he is, Nemesis Breaker. So two Nemesis look kind of figures in the same video. That's kind of fun. But
is this a repaint of Leo Convoy?
This is Leo Breaker.
Oh, okay.
From Cybertron.
Cybertron. They did do a Leo Prime in Universe out of it, though, I think.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was much more crappy. Yeah. But yeah, so this is the harder one to find of the two, and he does attach to the Decepticon versions. So I would have to pull out my Galvatron and to attach him to an arm there. So I actually do have a Leo Breaker. He's right there actually, and I put him on the arm of my Optimus Prime, and then bring out my Galvatron and put Leo Breaker, and then have a couple, just a rowdy fight between the two. Yes, so that is what I have this week. A bunch of really hard to find and expensive toys. How about that?
I think you one-upped me because I don't have anything that's that hard to find.
I think this figure is worth more than everything you showed off.
Probably. I'm not going to doubt that one bit.
All right. Well, that takes us to the end of this week's Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and we will finish up this episode of Transmissions. Thanks, everyone, for listening, as always, and we always end the show by giving a shout-out to our Masterpiece Donatrons, and that is our awesome people who continue to support the show at our highest level, and we really appreciate that, so we thank them in every episode. So thank you again to John 4X Levengood, Dinobot Maximize, and Demon Tech 82. You guys are awesome. Thank you for continuing to support us. We really appreciate it, and just keep it on. Keep it up. We've also got merchandise from our TeePublic store, so if you are interested in getting some Transmissions merch, you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We've got lots of shirts, masks, other merchandise you can put on anything. And this week, there's a TeePublic site-wide sale, August 4th through 8th, and everything is 35% off. So starting today, August 4th, that's Wednesday when this show goes up, and up to August 8th, which is Sunday. So you've got some time. If you want to get some transmission stuff, get a hefty discount and help out the show. Or, if you want to get anything from TeePublic, it still helps out the show, and you still get that discount. So, Dr. Pants, again, thank you for joining us this week. So why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online?
As always, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. And you can find all of my stuff and my friend's stuff at nerdstradamus.com. We do mostly YouTube videos, so you can find the Nerdstradamus YouTube channel there and check us out. We're mostly gaming and whatnot, so, go check that out. And by the time this podcast goes up, there should be an episode where I talk about robots for about 30 minutes while my friends had me locked in a room. So go check that out if you missed it in March. But, nerdstradamus.com. Plus, you can find us on all the social media.
All right.
What an interesting way to describe a podcast.
It's a video. You get to see me descend into madness.
Just 30
we don't
minutes?
lock you in a room.
Oh, I was locked there for a month. We just have 30 minutes of footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel for the editor.
Why do they lock you in a room to talk about robots? We talk about robots every week, and none of us are locked in a room.
It was March Madness, and they were like, here, this is what you're going to do for a month. So every day it was a new video, and now the video's put together. So,
All right. Well, we'll have to check that out on nerdstradamus.com. Okay, everyone. Thanks again for listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Got it.
I am recording.
It's done.
Jesus, sorry. Hold on a second. I have no idea what happened, but yeah, I'm good. Just gonna die while we record.
So we recorded Scott's last breath, but it was crystal clear.
I always wanted to die on a Transformers podcast.
I completely forgot we were going to do this. So you'll find out when I find out. Computer, are you ready?
Awesome.
Hold on. There's no audio cable plugged up.
Have you tried plugging it in?
We'll just wait.
Let's try this again. Computer, are you ready?
Awesome.
No, it's not. One second. You never reminded me, Charles. It's your fault.
This is what the doc is for. The doc, I put it in the doc. I talked about it last episode.
The document is life. The document is it breathes.
Let's try it again with the volume turned up.
It's a living document.
Computer, are you ready? There we go.
Nope.
No, we didn't hear it.
Nothing. Awesome.
Okay, here we go. Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
There we go.
Hooray!
All right.
Fourth time.
I'm sure Mike will cut all of that out and won't embarrass me at all. It'll be fine.
Is it okay if I run to the restroom real quick?
No.
Oh, damn it.
You don't have a bottle like the rest of us?
No. I don't.
Are you telling people we pee in a bottle?
I got it for $1, so I was like, I think Jeremy might like this. So.
No.
You never have too many of those.
No.
Jeremy hates that. Send it to me. I'll appreciate it.
Oh, I got something for you. Not to send, but it's I'm gonna kick your butt. Kick your butt tonight.
You may. I'm not saying you won't. It's just that, isn't it? It's just the tiny scourge.
Yep, that's it. I've been I'm banking everything on Tiny Scourge.